are you going to go without? Let's talk about it. So, welcome if you're watching the replay or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Right now, guess what we're going to do? I'm bringing in the Zoom. Bringing in the Zoom. Bringing in the Zoom. We shall come rejoicing. Hey, bringing in the Zoom. You know I'm bringing in the Zoom. Okay, we're here. All right. Well, good morning, good evening. What to do? How are you? Hooty hoo. Happy Thursday too. I am the sound of money in your ear. Dollar Avant. That's D-O-double-O. I'm off an imitator, never duplicated. They call me the $1 billion babe, aka the pitch queen, aka the people's coach, aka Coach Dollar Bill. And you are in the dollhouse. This is the home of high value entrepreneurs. Over here, y'all, it is day. Oh. Wait a minute. Hold on. I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready. It's day number 50 of this 100-day challenge. 50 days. We've been doing this for 50 days straight, you guys. Y'all, so it's been 50 days since January 1st. 50 days since somebody went outside and was like, oh, I'm about to do something with my life. You know what I mean? 50 days. How many people have dropped the ball in their New Year's resolutions? How many people have said, like, you know what? That was so cute, but you already been distracted. How many people miss the fact that they are laundering black and brown rage? Can we talk about laundering? There's a book called Laundering Black Rage that you should read. What I mean laundering, like money laundering. I need you to understand that the worst offenses that have ever been committed in our lifetime on U.S. soil happened since, just since January, since this the first, New Year's, whatever. They didn't even drop the ball this year. What does that mean? What does that mean? Y'all, this is going on. And they got time to put a Latino artist on the Super Bowl. I'm streaming. I can't say too much. But y'all listen. And we're just supposed to be like, love conquers all. The only thing more powerful than hate is love. Power to all of us. Like, we're just supposed to just kind of be calmly just like, it's fine. It's not fine. It's not fine. It's not fine. We're supposed to be placated by this. They don't want you to have economic freedom. Okay? The entire system is built on capitalism. Okay, let's just talk economics. Econ, 101. You can't have capitalism if you don't have an owner class and a labor class, right? Master slave, like owners who control the capital and the people who work for them to, pull the value out of that. Now, the thing about capitalism is an artificial system. It was based on nature. It's based on how nature is designed to work. So the only thing that makes capitalism sustainable is our participation in it. And I don't know how to say that anymore. I don't have a good way to say that. I used to say I'm a capitalist. I guess the better way to say, humanity over everything. And that's one of my brands and probably a platform or podcast that I'll do a show. If this deal goes through, because they play my money right now. I don't play my money. But anyway, it's like, okay, business is just relationships with numbers. It's just human people going about their life. I know you, you know me. We rock together. We like the same thing. We talk about the same thing. Somebody came and put an artificial system on top of that and said, hey, we can capitalize off of this. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, we can make money off of the fact that if one person likes this, 13,000 people like this. If 20,000 people like this, 200,000 people like this. If I can figure out the patterns of how people move and how people think and, what they like and what they got going on, then I can make money. I, as a capitalist, can sit on top of all of this and win no matter what's going on down there. This is the system that we live under. And it's more egregious to Black and brown people because we were the labor. We, the stock market, we were the original stock. Like all these insurance companies and the things that they invented, it was to protect cargo, livestock. We were the freaking stock. They would literally put us on blocks in Wall Street, you stand on the block and then you do the thing. Like, that's where all of our financial instruments that we have today was based on what they did to us. Okay, so I have a personal You know what I'm saying? I feel a way when people are playing in our face, when they take our culture and our protests and our anger and this and that, and then they turn it into a spectacle and a show, and we're just supposed to sing along and cha-cha-cha salsa or whatever, and then just like ta-da, and it's now everything is fine. Now everything's cool, everything's fine. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry about Colin Kaepernick and the kneeling, and don't worry about all that. Now we're gonna diversify the acts at the Super Bowl, so it's fine now. Shout out to Rock Nation. It's fine now. Social justice will be on display. That's what they said. That's literally what they said. We're not going to get into what the files said about said person who's in charge of who puts the people on the stage at Super Bowl and how he was literally paid off so that we don't protest. It's in the freaking files. I'm not talking about that because I don't have time. I just got here. I just got to social media now. I'm not going to be canceled, okay, because I got to finish my mission. I got to help my people. But I need you to understand, Michael Jackson untold y'all. They don't really care about y'all and what you got going on and if you're going to be okay. That's what this space is for. I care. I am here to make sure that we're going to be all right in these streets, regardless of what's going on, regardless of if they're playing in our face or not. I just did a whole episode in the WhatsApp. If you're not in the WhatsApp and you're on the streaming, go look for a link somewhere and like see, can you get in the WhatsApp? This is for melanated people. I don't apologize. Sorry, not sorry. Anyway, but I just told a story about our history continues to be erased. I need you to understand that in 1492, y'all, I just made some money on crypto. Got an email. You know how they taught us in 1492, Columbus sailed the ocean blue. What they did not tell you was it was complete colonization. 7 European countries came to North, Central, South America. Have you ever wondered why? Just ask yourself this. Y'all know the story, like the Louisiana Purchase. It was like a big deal. And we paid all this money, 7 point something $million. And we got the whole, little swath of land, right? Remember that? Was it Thomas Jefferson or whatever? Have you ever, all the way up to Canada, and they speak French to this day. Have you ever wondered, French, we bought it from the French. How did the French get that land? What? Hold on. France is over there. What happened? Anybody ever ask that question? The ancient, the Aztecs, the Mayans, whoever these people, they were not speaking Spanish. How did all of this, all the West Coast, all the way down Mexico, all the way down Central, South America, all the way over there, how did they come to be speaking Spanish and Portuguese? In 1492, there was a war. 7 European nations invaded North, Central, and South America. We don't talk about that. That was the First World War, okay? This was shortly after the invention of the printing press. This is how they took over our lands. They completely erased history. You gonna call my grandmother a liar? You gonna call my great-grandmother a liar? She was full-blooded Cherokee, hair down to her butt. Both of them. You gonna tell me we're not from here? Okay, that's fine. That's for another time. It's for another stream. I'm just saying, there was a war. We fought from 1492 to 1756. At that time, the war that they do acknowledge, they call it the 7 Years' War. You can look it up. 7 nations, 7 years, 7 nations, 7 years. And that's when now they kind of invaded, and now they're fighting each other. Who's going to control this new territory? Guess who won that war? The British. So guess what we did? Not we, because they already took over our land. I'm talking about the W's. Then they were like, hold on. We're the colonists. We just got here now. This is supposed to be our new place to come and be kings and emperors. What are we talking about? So guess what they did? The American Revolution. That's the war they tell us about in history books. The American Revolution. And then when they finally finished that, 1775. Guess what happened the next year? America was born. Now it's 250th year anniversary. We're supposed to celebrate or whatever. And I'm not mad. God bless America. All the things. I'm just letting you know they don't tell you your history. So if you don't know where you've been, you're not in control of where you're headed. If you don't understand the system under which you live, which is capitalism, and how it's built on our backs, it was never designed for you to win. So what I'm teaching, what I'm telling you, when I get into the nuances and we spend all this time and energy, like, you have to deprogram. You have to come away from the old programming that told you that you got to know somebody, or you got to meet Shaq's nephew when he's coming off the stage at the fireside chat. You just got to be in the right circles. You got to try to get you, you got to do all that to make some money. You need to let that old programming go and come on over here, because I'm here to let you know you are the value. You are enough, because you are everything. You. If you had an idea, you had a vision, you had a window, you saw it somewhere in your spirit, whatever, and you saw a path forward, you saw a way that you can help people and generate revenue at the same time, that's all you need. Because the same place where that idea came from is all of the wisdom to turn that into something that's paying you 10, 20, 30, 50, $100,000 a month, so you can have enough extra money to get off the financial grid. Take that cash flow, turn it into assets that are paying you while you sleep at night. So you can leverage said assets. This is how wealthy people live. So y'all just go back and listen to the WhatsApp, because I was telling what I learned at Harvard. Wealthy people think completely differently than poverty-minded people. I'm not calling you poor. I'm not saying we're broke. I'm saying it's a mindset. And the faster that we can get off of the mindset that they programmed us to stay in a permanent lower class state, they never planned for us to get out of poverty, you guys. If you look like me, it was never intended for you to get out of poverty. It was never intended for you to be anything other than subservient. The only reason they canceled slavery, the only reason why the civil rights movement was allowed to prosper and succeed, and they changed the laws and did all that, because it was bad PR. They look crazy on the world stage. That's why they did it. It's not because, oh, now we think they're humans now. We respect their humanity now. No. They were looking crazy. And it was affecting their pocketbook. Fast forward to today, you have a group of people in charge who don't care that they look crazy. I need you to understand, and I'm getting phone calls from my people in Europe, and they're like, Dol, what is happening? What's going on over there? I was just interviewed on a podcast yesterday. The guy has an Eastern European accent. I don't want to call the wrong nation where he's from. I don't know. But you can watch it. It's actually on my YouTube live. You go in the live, you'll see it. But he now lives in Mexico. And they want to know, when we're offline, they're like, are y'all all right? Like, what's going on? Like, we look crazy to the world stage. However, this administration does not care that we look crazy. Do you know why? Does anybody want to know why? Has anybody ever asked this question? Why don't they care anymore? Why are they just like doing these things that are completely ridiculous, but nobody cares? They're just going to do it anyway. Anybody have a hypothesis before I tell you why? Feel free to come off mute if you want to. They don't care that they look crazy because they have something now that they never had. The last time when they started all this in the 70s as a Dan Jones, I can't call no celebrity name because everybody's canceled. But anyway, he famously said it was a white lash, after, Obama won and then 2 times and then they were mad and then here come Trump or whatever. They didn't have this then. They didn't have it in the 80s or in the 70s when they were basically having a white lash from the civil rights movement. And then the Reagan era. They didn't have this in the 40s when they kind of restructured the world after World War II, which is really that would have been World War 1, 2, 3. That would have been World War 4. So the one that's happening now is actually World War 5. But anyway, go to my WhatsApp. You'll hear that. Anyway, they didn't have these things before. They have it now. You know what it is? It's technology. It's AI. They can now run the economy and society based on algorithms. I'm saying, so whether you agree with it or not, whether they get support or not, y'all need to Google some things. There's a man, if you never heard this name, you need to Google some things. Curtis Yarvin is his name. Let me make sure I'm spelling it right for you. Let me make sure, because I need you to look this up. Okay. Yarvis. No. Nope. No. Yarvin. Yarvin. Okay. Curtis Yarvin. Okay. He just represents this new train of thought out here, where they feel like it is perfectly fine. They said, I'm not going to quote what he said. That's going to be on my Substack. But let me just let you understand. They feel like there's certain people that deserve to just run around, float around the world, do what they want to do. We're going to play around. We're going to go to Mars. We're just going to, come up with new technology and new stuff. Like it's a playground. The world is our playground. But mostly everybody else, they think you're serfs. They think you're lower than them, less than them, not as smart as them, not as important as them. You don't deserve to have anything. So they want to plug you into a pod like the Matrix. I'm not making this up. Y'all can Google it. This is their plan. So the AI comes in. Y'all need to watch the movie. This movie came out called Mercy. They want to turn it to where you go to court and it's an AI judge. In the movie, it's an AI judge, and he got 90 minutes to prove he didn't murder his wife or whatever it is. Okay. Like Minority Report, like there's so many movies. I'm telling you, they think this is a great idea. We don't have to worry about the humanity of people. We're just going to go and build this stuff. Why does this matter? Why does any of this matter? Because there's a window of time where this ridiculous worldview has not been implemented yet. It's still just an idea from people who are kind of nuts or whatever. But the problem is these people who are kind of nuts have a lot of power. They can control the narrative. They can control the media. They can control the policies and who gets appointed to different positions. They can control the internet. They can control the social media where all of these exchanges are happening. And so when I say to you that all financial capital is social capital, and I say to you the way you make money is to turn human interactions into transactions, the people who control the place where that's happening believe that you are not worthy of making any money. You should just be a servant or a serf or just a cog in the wheel for them. And if they can finish building out what they have in their mind, you will be nothing but a prop and a toy to them, to keep them in perpetual wealth. Okay. I'm not making this up. You can Google it. So what do we do in the face of that? Instead of just assuming that the world is everything and all is well and all is good, we have to show up as a more sophisticated version of ourselves as an adult, take responsibility for our own prosperity, stop waiting on somebody to come and save us because they're not coming. Superman is not coming. And we have to say, you know what? No more. Not on my watch. Me and my babies and my kids and my immediate relatives, we're going to be all right. And here's how. I'm going to have enough money. I'm going to make enough money on my platform, with my ideas, my brilliance. This is my gift. Who gave you this gift? Where did it come from? Where did your ideas, your talent, your gifts, where did it come from? Your insight, your intellect, all the things. I'm going to take what I have and I'm going to go and serve people, and I'm going to exchange my value and they're going to reciprocate with value. And I'm going to get enough capital to get off the financial grid. And I realize everybody's not going to make this change. Everybody's not going to make this shift. You know what I'm saying? Then I'm going to use that capital and use my position of power now, my position of influence now, to make sure that my kids, my family are okay. I'm going to get financial instruments. I'm going to buy some assets that are going to continue to increase in value. I'm not just going to sit in USD while I see the dollar crashing. I'm not just going to sit here and let that happen. I'm going to do the work so that I can be okay. And my family can be okay. I'm taking responsibility for myself. This is a major shift. This is an identity shift. We weren't raised this way. We weren't trained this way. We were taught to go to school, get a job. We were taught to, We still have parents right now looking at kids crazy because they won't go. And we know it's a toxic environment. We know it's not meritocracy. We know that they have nothing good for us in these corporate streets. But we still got people looking at people crazy because they don't want to go and spend, 8 hours, 10 hours a day, their whole life slaving away for a corporation. But for those who are brave, the brave and the few, who are like, nope, I'm not doing it. I'm getting off the plantation. Okay, cool. But guess what? When you come over here as an entrepreneur, now you got to build a skill set. Now you got to learn some things you didn't know how to do before, so you could be okay. Because nobody's going to give it to you. They want you to fall, because then when you try to come back into the job market, they try to come back, the government assistance, it's not there anymore. We don't do SNAP no more. We can't help you no more. There's no health care no more. Now what do we do? So let's not get caught up. Let's just be great at being independently wealthy. Don't you want to be great? Let's be phenomenal at being independently wealthy. I have a friend of mine, white guy. We know each other because of music. I mean, world-class musicians. All my friends are. I am. All my friends are world-class musicians. Okay. And we sing together from time to time. We've been on tour. We've been on to about 8-10 cities together over different, just randomly, over the years. And very visible, highly well-known in his field, all the things. But you know where he makes his money? It's not from music, although he's a phenomenal singer-songwriter, the whole thing. He has a business. And he told me the story how he started his business. It was very kind of random, and he just kind of followed his intuition, and he did the thing. And they said, "Oh, we need the service." So then he bought the truck so he could do the thing, and it got a crew, and then it just turned into this thing. They make probably almost $100,000 a month. Like he's the kind of guy that's always like, "Come on over to the house." They live on a lake. Come on over to the house. They'll have a pool. They have a pool, and then there's like, they're having pool parties. Every time we go out, all of my musician friends will go out together to eat. He's paying for everybody's meal. Like when we go out of town, like we performed in LA, we performed in Houston, we performed in New York, several all around. And he'll fly his family in because he can. And then like they got black cars for everybody, trucks, and he's just paying for everything. His money is just like, it's whatever. And I'm trying to let you know, like, money can flow to you that easily. It can literally be like, oh, what is this? Oh, I like this. Buy it. You don't have to be like, oh my God, I can't. Where am I going? Money can flow like water. This is a normal thing. For regular, he's not, he's smart, obviously. But if you talk to him, he has an accent, like a country accent. Like you wouldn't think like, oh, he's just such a brilliant. No. There are people making money just as easily as they breathe. They're making money. You can learn this skill. So you have to eliminate any voice that's telling you what you're not doing and what you can't do, and you ain't nobody, and blah, 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 blah. You said it was going to be this by now, and I don't see no money, and we got bills, and da, da, da. Banish them energetically. Okay. You cannot. What's that word? There's a word. I can't think of the word. Like the song says, I ain't gonna study war no war. I ain't studying them. That's what we say in the South. You cannot hold space for somebody who's telling you what you can't do right now. Because we're transitioning. I want you to think about a baby in the womb. Baby's in the womb. It's just water. That's why the water breaks, because it's a whole different environment. We breathe air. The baby's inside. He ain't breathing nothing. I don't know how that works, but somebody knows. You know what I'm saying? It's not the same. We're in the cocoon right now. Some things are happening. We're making things happen right now. We don't have time. We're in the womb. We're in the womb. Okay? And so while we're here in the womb, we don't have time, but you ain't nobody. Blah, blah, blah. Like imagine my about to be sister-in-law just had a baby 2 days ago. New baby. Shout out to baby Ezzy. Okay. And imagine somebody getting up close to the pregnant lady belly and whispering a couple of their to you ain't nobody, you ain't never gonna be nobody. You out here, we're breathing oxygen. You ain't even got no oxygen yet. Your lungs not even working yet. You're not doing nothing. Like, baby, you ain't nobody. That's crazy work, right? That's crazy. That's insanity. However, we'll sit here and let somebody talk in our ear, telling us that we're not doing enough and we're not good enough and your business ain't gonna work. And what you mean you're gonna take over the world? Who told you? Who do you think you are? And listen, I wrote a song. They say to me, who do you think you are? And I say, I don't think. I know. I'm not confused. I'm not confused. I know who I am. I know what my grandmother told me. I know my parents. Listen, we have got, listen, y'all go listen to the thing in the WhatsApp. Go listen to the thing in the WhatsApp. The level of playing in our face that is happening, the audacity, that was my dad's favorite word of all time. Rest in peace. He would say, when he said audacity, you better get yourself together. If he ever get to the point where he said the audacity, it was over with. He said, the audacity. He'll be rolling over his grave. Your president, not mine, got time to have a Black History event in the White House and play in the faces of everybody Black. Everybody Black. You know how Issa Rae said, I'm rooting for everybody Black. I can't even root for some of these people because they've signed and went in with the other side. I can't even call no names right now. But listen, he has the audacity. How could I be racist? They love me. I mean, Mike Tyson is loyal. Mike Tyson loves me. Herschel Walker, he's a great football player, isn't he? He loves me. What is he, the ambassador of? Y'all, this happened. He's like the ambassador with the Bahamas or Bermuda, Bahamas, whatever it is. What? I don't know. This is what he said. He don't even know where the man is an ambassador to. But because Herschel Walker and Mike Tyson, and then he went to Nicki Minaj. Look at her. She's beautiful. Look at her skin. Don't you love her skin? Her nails. Her nails. This is how he's talking. Have you seen her nails? I asked her, Nicki, are those real? Are those real? And she didn't want to get into that. Ha, ha, ha. He's got a room full of I'm not going to say the word. It rhymes with buffoons. In there. Ha, 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 ha. Like, what is going on? Y'all, what is going on? In the same speech, he's like, we need to send the troops into Atlanta. We're going to send them in. We're going to send them in. We need to, they got a problem. We can fix it. They don't want to call us, but we can get them. They're criminals. They're criminals. Y'all, is this not considered the Black Mecca? Is this not considered that have we not had consistent Black mayors since 1970, whatever? Maynard Jackson, I went to school with his daughter. Then Andrew Young, and on down the line. This is a Black city. He just got up and said, they can't handle themselves, but we'll send the troops. We'll fix it. But we're supposed to be okay with this. We're supposed to be okay with this. Here's my point. If we don't take back our power, because they're bold in what they're doing. Okay. And Trump is he's just playing his role. Listen, he's not in charge. It's left wing, right wing, doesn't matter. The next election, like, please don't do that. It's not about that. It's so much deeper than that. Okay. Go to my Substack. If we don't get it together and start paying attention to what we need to do, if we don't stand in the same level of boldness as our enemy, it's a war between humanity versus capitalism. And if we don't get it together, come on, Claire Huxtable, and drop all this foolishness, we are never going to get what we need. Like, each and every one of us individually, in our own families, in our own business, in our own strategy, in our own, this was my idea. I've had this idea. I've been sitting on it for 6 months or 6 years. I know I need to be doing this, but I haven't done it yet. I know I need to be finishing this, but I haven't done it yet. I know I need to ... but I haven't done it yet. I know I should ... but I haven't done it yet. When are you going to do it? When are you going to do it? Yeah, I was Googling this the other day because every time I want to say it, I want to say Devil's Bottom, and that's not the name of it. It's called the Devil's Punch Bowl. I need you to Google that. This was in Mississippi. This is after, they're like, yay, Lincoln freed the slaves or whatever, Emancipation Proclamation and all that. And then, Juneteenth is because they didn't tell everybody. Okay, so when they finally got the word all the way to Texas, it's like, hey, by the way, slavery's outlawed or whatever. That's why we celebrate Juneteenth. I need you to understand that there were masses of people, just as many of us who went and they started going to Congress in Reconstruction and doing all the things. There was a whole other set of people who were like, what do we do now? Isn't somebody, they're waiting on the Freedmen's Bureau and waiting on somebody to give them a check and waiting on somebody to give them a grant and waiting on 40 acres and a mule and waiting for this government to do something for them. And I need you to understand their track record is horrible. So are we still going to do that now? We're still going to wait. We're still waiting now. And so they were just kind of floating around, just, not really in no kind of industry, not starting businesses. Some people went and we started towns. We did all that to the point where they started flooding and bombing said towns. Y'all know that history. They flooded over 200 Black towns. Okay. But a whole other set of people were just kind of like, is anybody going to do anything? Who's going to help us? Do you know what they did? They put them in a concentration camp called the Devil's Punch Bowl in Mississippi. Tens of thousands of people perished due to disease. They were encased and enclosed. They were just all just in this place. It's like, take all the freed people who just float around, just put them in here. We don't talk about that history. We don't talk about the fact that if you did not have a contract with your former slave owner as a sharecropper and call yourself, oh, I'm just independent, I'm an entrepreneur or whatever, they called it vagrancy. It was a felony. You could be arrested. And that's how people got on chain gangs. You know the song, oh, don't you know that's the sound of the man working on the chain gang. Oh, that's where that came from. We were just all on the chain gang or in the freaking punch bowl and in all these horrible conditions or sharecropping. George Jefferson, I'm the son of a sharecropper, all of that. Because we were not allowed to just float out here, just be outside or just float around and figure it out. They're like, no. And then the ones of us who focused and built wealth and did the thing, and they want to play and bomb our towns and stuff. Go ahead. Is that Muriel? Go ahead.
No, that's Tracy.
Oh Lord, you want somebody? Go ahead.
I'm on my mom. Let me tell you something. If we in the womb, then you are our mother. Because if I was as gun-ho for my business as I was to try to get on this, like literally my phone has gone completely black. I think Apple wants me to move from an iPhone 12 to iPhone 17. And I'm sitting here running around trying to figure out how to get on this live. So I got on my mom's device that has been off for the last couple of weeks. It's been shut down. And all of a sudden today, it just started working. And that's the reason why I can get on. So I just want to know, like, what you doing? Because if it wasn't for this live, I wouldn't have been so gun-ho to try to get on it. Next thing I want to say is, I hope one day you sing and narrate this whole live. Like I want it to be a sing-a-thon of information for us, just to let you know.
Hilarious. Thank you. I'm glad you're here. So Desta had a great, very elevated point that he put in the chat. So I'll share it for those who are streaming. He said they're doing to Nicki Minaj what they once did to, you guys probably know her as Sarah Bartman. If you don't know who that is, Google Sarah Bartman. She was put on display. They traveled around the world to like ogle. Is that how you say that? Ogle. She had a very large behind, and they put her on display, Black woman. And she obviously didn't make any money off of that, and they just made her a spectacle. That's what's happening now with Nicki Minaj. And y'all all know, I mean, this BBL culture has gone too far. It's gone too far. I mean, do what you want to do. If that's what you want to do for you and your life, for your mind, that's what you feel like you need, whatever. However, we're fine the way we are. We're fine the way we are, okay? And they've turned it into this cartoonish thing, and they're literally laughing at us. And that's what I said on today's WhatsApp. Like, when I say they're literally playing in our faces, we have become caricatures. And anybody who's not waking up to like, hold on, wait a minute, hold on. You're just going to let them play in your face? I personally am not participating. Why? Because my ancestors, the sweat, the blood, the tears, some of them died so that we could be all right out here. How dare us just sit here and let them play in our face? No. So how do we win? How do we fight back? I guess this is what I'm doing today. I'm just giving y'all the urgency. Okay. And then if you have specific problems in your business, let's get on it Thursday night at 6:00 and let's let's go through our challenges as well. But you can ask questions here too. Y'all, we must take this seriously. This is just as serious as what it must have felt like. You know, my parents were born, my dad was born in 1941. He was 3 days old when they bombed Pearl Harbor. My mom was born in 1942. She'll be 83. Well, she is 83. Jesse Jackson, you know, just passed. He's 84 years old. I had no idea. You know, she's like the same age as Joe Biden. Like, this is her generation or whatever. I didn't know that. I need you to understand that, let me see, they were at college. They were at FAMU. That's where my parents met, at FAMU. In the 60s, when all the things that happened in the 60s happened. Somebody had a meeting. Somebody got together. Somebody said, hey, we can't let this go on anymore. We're going to do something. Let's do something. And they had meetings. They had strategy. They got together. And they went for it. And they did it. Now, that civil rights is a bubble. The bubble has burst. Somebody go try to tell me, oh, something about the CIA. I don't want to talk about that. I'm talking about the symbolism of what that meant, that movement meant. But imagine being 18, 22, 25 years old. And you're like, I see the way the world is, but this is not right. Huey Newton, they were talking about his birthday was maybe yesterday or something. He would have been 84 years old. Same age as my parents. Like, that's kind of nuts to me. And it's like, imagine being that young and having that much clarity around how you want the world to be for you and for the people who look like you, for the people that you're responsible for, your kids. And saying, you know what? Not on my watch. What we're not gonna do, this is what we're not finna do. We're not finna let them play in our face, get on national TV in the White House, and make a mockery of Black history. When we know who our ancestors are, we know where we came from, we know what we're capable of. You know what I mean? And he was like, well, there's one thing you do get credit for. You get credit, you know, the jazz, the blues. I always want to talk about the music, the jazz, the blues, this, that. We also invented a whole lot of other stuff. You know, every Black History Month is the only time they do that. They tell us about all the scientists and the people. The father of AI was Black. The lady who made it possible for us to do GPS was Black. The way we got on the moon, Hidden Figures, Black people. You know, it's just, you can't go down the line. It's going to all trace back to somebody Black. They don't give us credit for that. But they want to talk about the jazz and the blues and this and that because they're laundering Black pain. They're laundering Black rage. And I'm saying, when are we going to get angry enough, fed up enough to say, no more, not on my watch. I'm brilliant. I'm doing this. There are no limitations except the ones that you accept right here. Okay? Because they haven't figured it out yet. It's not game over. It's not checkmate yet. We still have these devices. These people work for us. You can get on this device, hit a button, and turn your ideas into assets. You can create a community, bring people into your worldview, and provide them some value, make an offer, and get your money today. But you got to get out of this mindset of, oh, somebody else is going to do it for me, or, oh, you know, I got to get another program, or, oh, I need another certification, or, oh, I don't want to tip any boats. They're tipping boats. Why are we being polite when they're polite? Y'all, understand your enemy. Understand. People will be like, how did they take over America? They did it. It took 300 years for them to take this land over. 300 years of fighting that they don't tell you none of them stories. They tell you about 1619. They tell you about the Mayflower. They don't tell you about all of our tribes and all of our people that were wiped out. Mass genocide. They don't want to talk about that until we finally surrendered, because they said they were going to do right by us, and we signed a treaty in 1775, and then they immediately disregarded it in 1776. They don't tell you that part. They tell you we crazy. They tell you your ancestors are liars, your grandmother, your great-grandmother, if somebody told you we're from here for real. They look at you, they looking at me and my hair, and what are you mixed with? Melanation and melanation. I'm mixed with the goddess and empress, okay? Like, don't play in my face. Don't let nobody take your history from you, you guys. This is our land. This is our, forget the land, wherever you're from. Some people are not from here.
I'm about to put in some amens up in here.
Listen, wherever you're from, listen, the Caribbean, stand up. Central America, stand up. South America, North America. Hey, Africa, wherever you're from, your people, my people. If you go to Africa, some people have never been out of the country. I know that to be true. If you ever go to Africa, you will have this moment. It's a moment, okay? You get off the plane or whatever, or they switch planes. Like I guess we went to South Africa, and they stopped over in, is that Defer? I don't remember. It's like a little country on the edge, on the western edge, and Delta stops right there. They refuel the plane. Everybody who looks American gets off, and then everybody else gets on. The food changes, like the fruit, everything is different. Snacks, now everything's in French and whatever. Okay. And you go head on to South America. It's a very long flight. Had a lot of fun over there. You get off the plane and you're walking down the street. It is shocking. Because you will see somebody be like, oh my God, he looks like, oh, they look like, wait a minute, that's like you see people who look like somebody you know, or you're like your cousin, or like your uncle, or like whatever. Like it's an eerie feeling. We were always here. That's Afro Turks. I met my Afro Turks in 2023. People in Asia. I'm going to my godmother's 80th birthday party. She don't know. Hope she ain't watching me online because I'm not supposed to. Anyway, she's from Japan. We were always there. We were already there. Putin put up the pictures of the people, the original pictures of the church and the stuff. They're Black people. We outside. Okay, it's time for us to take our narrative back. It's time for us to stop accepting anything less than what we're capable of. It's our birthright. This is our birthright, to have abundance, to have money, to have just a constant flow of abundance. But if you live in a world where you constantly drop down to, oh my God, I got this bill, I don't know how I'm going to pay it. Oh my God, I should have finished that program. I never finished college and now I can't, All these people are dropouts. They dropped out of Harvard. Why do you need certification? They don't. Why do you need a credential? You don't. Talk to humans, create value, go get your money, get your babies, just stop spending it on meatballs, alcohol, and juicy crab, or hookah lounge, and going to the Belize and taking cruises every time you get an extra $2,000. Learn how to buy some assets with your cash flow, and then leverage your assets. That's what wealthy people do. We leverage don't sell the asset. We leverage the asset. And that's how you pay for your lifestyle. They literally take out loans against the stuff, and then they refinance the loan, and they do it again. They don't pay it off. They got life insurance. They wrap everything in a life insurance policy. Then when they die, the life insurance pays off the debt, and the assets go to the next generation. That is how wealthy people are moving out here. We get $5,000, $10,000. We sell the mama's house, grandmama's house, or whatever. And then, let me pay off all my debt. Let me buy mama a house. I got to get a new car. I need to We're consumers. And they know we don't know how to make no money and build no wealth for real. They know this. They count on it. So that money stays in our hand for just a little bit of time. And then it goes right back to them. Right back to them. They know this. They bet on it. So every time he's like, it's going to be a stimulus. You're going to have, this is your president. Everybody's going to get even bigger tax returns than usual this year. You know why they love it? They love it because within 2 weeks, that money's going to go right back to the same ruling class because we don't know how to build no wealth and keep no assets. So what I'm saying to you is let us make a shift. Let us learn how to invest in ourselves. Let us learn how to believe when you have an idea, an instinct, when intuition is speaking to you, and you're like, I should do this. I need that to be a period, not a comma, but ... Because you know what but does? It just erases everything that came before the but. When intuition is speaking to you and you have an idea and an insight, and it's like, I should do this. That's a period. Write it down, put it in your journal, put it on your thing. I'm doing this. Okay, now what does that look like? If you know what to do, write down all the steps that you know need to happen in chronological order. If you don't know what that means, guess what you do? Start researching, start reading, start Googling, start finding somebody who's done that before, going having conversations, learn what that means. But when intuition speaks, we move. Why? Because that is a GPS. It is leading you to your wealth. It is leading you to your abundance. Abundance is your birthright. You have to lock in. It is a location. It's an energetic location.
So
You-
I was gonna
Go ahead.
say I have been doing this, and it's weird because it happened right before this call. It's not weird because I'm getting used to it, but there's something in me already says yes when the question pops up, and sometimes I don't even have time to think about it. Like Anthony has a global summit meeting at 3, and we had talked previously, and he was like, "Hey, are you free at 3? Can you
Yes.
hop on?" I'm like, I got. In my mind, I was like, yeah, I do want to do that. I want to get into it. I'm like, but then I have doll though. But I'm like,
we're done at 3. We're getting off at 3.
Okay.
It's Thursday.
Okay, yeah, I figured. I was like, it's fine.
Yes.
Okay, I was talking to so many people. I don't know who I am.
Good.
I am becoming a new person.
Yes.
I am. I'm the most talkative, and I was just talking to my best friend, and she was saying what she realized when we were at the event yesterday, and I was, chatting up the people that she was introducing me to. She said she realized that she's not shy, but she's I forgot the word she was saying. She doesn't know how to start a conversation. So I was like, listen, there's a formula for the pitch. She's like, can you send me that so I can start working on mine? I'm like, yes, that works. So I sent her the Atomic Habits book that I'm reading right now that you recommended, and trying to help get her situated. But yes, I'm moving more than I'm allowing myself to overthink.
Yes.
If that makes sense.
Come on. I need us to be the version of ourselves. Think of Harlem, 1920s Harlem. Think of, you're 25 years old in the 60s, and you're just like, you know what, middle finger to all of this. I don't know, pick a period in time. The badasses of history. We have to be that now. Because if we don't do this work now, y'all, it's over with. They're going to rewrite our history, and Nicki Minaj is going to be, the thing that they write in the history books. Like, are you going to allow this on your watch? On your watch? Not on my watch. Not on my watch. Okay, go ahead, Tracy.
Thanks for remembering. Makaya, bring her to the group, okay? You have all these things.
Girl,
bring her
yes.
to the dollhouse. Yes, definitely bring her in.
Oh, I've tried.
Just send her the video on no, I don't, it is not even that. Send her the video from YouTube where I teach the 5-star pitch.
Okay.
Start there.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Beautiful.
Will do.
So a couple of things. One is I realized I have several 5-star pitches that I've been working with, and I've been trying to figure out which one to go with. But today I was like, Tracy, write them, listen, like say them all every day. And then you'll feel for yourself when you speak to people which one is right for you. I'm not sure if you agree with that, so I want to stop there and let you answer.
I mean, what you mean several? How many is several?
So, in the last couple of weeks, you remember Makaya, she was helping me with one, and then you thought it should be a little bit different. And then we started work. Every time I'm on these 2 o'clocks, I keep coming up with new ideas, and I like all of them in different ways. So I'm like, okay, let me just practice saying all of them daily so that I don't feel like I'm choosing one of them and not feeling that it is the one until I can really start speaking to humans and see what
for
really
you. I
comes
like
out.
that. Yes, I would.
Okay,
I would say
I
absolutely
that.
Because that just gets you really limber and loose, and then you'll be able to
Thank
flow
you.
in depending on who you're talking to. So yeah.
And then the thing about intuition, I'm realizing for me, it's like we want to know the answer, and it's a consumer mindset. You're teaching us what it means to have a consumer mindset. We think we go to the store and we get something. I am a consumer, but it is literally a consumer mindset in everything we do. And today, in the last couple of weeks, I work at the gym. I've asked them to take me back as a trainer because I realized, okay, Tracy, there are things that you were doing wrong. You were training people a little too hard. You like training. Some people really don't. You do need to start them layer by layer. And they were like, well, we don't really have space at the gym right now. We have all the trainers we need. And I just kept working out because that is the gym I teach classes, but I wanted to come back as a trainer. And I just kind of, humbled myself and did what I need to do. But in the last couple of weeks, old clients have been calling me back like, hey, Tracy, are you training there? We need you to train. And they're calling the gym. And today, the manager said, we need to talk. They said, yeah, your clients are calling you back. And if they're calling you back, we have to have you back because they're requesting you. And I was like, that's crazy because I thought it was going to happen with me on bended knees coming to them and sending messages and asking this. And then God was like, stay still, stay on the path, stay with your head down, and I'll bring you what you need. And I thought that was wild because I envisioned clients wanting me back. But of course, you don't know how that's going to go because loyalty is different now in 2026. It's not like when I was training before.
Yeah,
and I think you know
and you
that.
said the
Loyalty
most
is
important
very
thing.
different.
That's the most important thing. You stay locked in to the vision. I need you to understand something, y'all, because again, I don't get into people's personal lives. Don't give me no CIA theories and all that. I just want you to understand, Andrew Young, he's on the balcony of that picture when they're pointing when Martin Luther King was shot alongside Jesse Jackson and other people. This is my personal mentor. He told me, dog, I love what you're doing. We changed the world. Now you're changing the world. Like he literally passed the torch. Okay. What he told me was, he said, you are doing something you can't think about. Is this logical? Right? Does this make sense? Because imagine the world they're in. We're 1950, whatever, in America. Jim Crow is still going strong. Whatever that was, I can't even conceive of growing up in a world like that, even though we're about to go back into it. And it's up to us. We're the front line. We're the final battle line. It's us. Okay. But whatever world they were in, they created a cocoon. And in that world, they were like, nope, we know we're right. They had lawyers, brilliant, theologians and, political strategists and community organizers and all the things. And they were like, no, we imagine a world where this is what the Bill of Rights says, right? This is what the Constitution says, right? Then we're going to bring that to fruition. We're going to bring that into the lived experience of people in these little bitty towns all over this country. We're going to do it. So you have to get into a mindset where you do not allow any thoughts other than this is what I'm building right now, right? It's not like, oh, I'm not sure. Oh, I don't know. Oh, I could never do this. I've never done it before. Well, what if I don't? Well, what if somebody, like you said, Tracy, I said I was going to have people calling and that's what it is. So your entire energy all day, every day, your entire energy is, I said this is what it is and that's what it is. So your emotions, your thoughts, and your nervous system state. This is your T and grits. Thoughts, T-E-A, grits, G-R-I-T-S. Thoughts, emotions, actions, giving, receiving. That's your feedback loop. Intention, where you place your focus. Time, that's your elephant diet. And S stands for the state of your nervous system. All of that aligns with what you said you wanted. People are going to be calling, phone going to be blown up. They're looking for me to coach. They're looking for me to train. They're looking for me to do this. They're looking for me. I got clients. I got what I need. And you stay right there. They changed the whole world doing this. So certainly we can change yours doing this. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I've been checking my CRM and adding and editing and doing all the things. And I've been getting some really great, I don't know how to say it, but I've been getting some good responses from people.
Mhm.
So I have given my schedule out like for the next 2 weeks to a couple people to do some collaborations. So I'm really excited about
Let's
that.
go. I love
I'm
this.
staying here.
Makaya's made the shift, y'all. She over there. She on the other side. It's different over here. It's different over here. So this is just a little celebration, a little moment, a little whatever you want to call it. It's day 50, you guys. We made it. We're halfway through. You know, like we did it. We're halfway through this 100-day challenge. There's so much more. There's so much more. But until we make the shift, the identity shift, it's nothing I can do. I can tell you all the things in the world, but what are we talking about? So I would love for you guys to join me inside. It's not like a timed thing. It's on your time when you're ready to be great. When you're ready to be great, this program will be here for you. This is the social media mastery that's going to give you everything you need to show up on social and stop playing and get your money right quick, because they're not playing. So why are we playing? You know what I mean? Go ahead, Tracy.
No, you are so right. Like, I am literally afraid of my own greatness. You're right. This manifestation that has happened in the last couple of weeks, and then it's crazy today. I think the reason why they had to sit me down to say, Tracy, we need to bring you back, because the first person that asked me to come back was a sister. She's running for a politician. She's about to do some office. She's like, I need mindfulness. I need all things no yoga. You're the only one that gets my body right. I need us to work together. And I was like, yeah, you need to talk to the gym. And she's like, I'm hanging up now. I'm calling. And then now the next person was a white lady. I want to say that's the reason why all of a sudden we need to sit down. But the thing is, you're right. This is not the first time I've done this. And I'm not going to say on a bigger scale, but many, many years ago, I didn't have a car. My car broke down. Mm-hmm. And I remember I was without a car, walking to the gym, picking my daughter up, walking to the nursing home to see my aunt, and doing a whole series of movements. And I was like, God, I want one of my clients to see what's going on and offer me a car, but I don't want to tell them anything. I don't want nothing. I don't want to tell them. And I said, and I was like, okay. And it happened just like that. Like literally a client came out of the blue, hadn't seen her in months. And then they called me Butterfly at the time. She was like, Butterfly, I got you some gifts. Let's put it in your car. I said, no, we're going to put it right here in the storeroom. And she was like, I said, no. She's like, well, someone might take it. She's like, no, I said, all of these people are my friends. No one's taking my stuff. Just put it in the storeroom. She's like, Butterfly, I need to put it in your car. And finally I said, I have no car. I said, my car broke down a month ago. And then she's like, oh, okay, Butter. And then she called me that night. She's like, hey, Butter, my husband and I were just talking and we cannot see you without a car and we're buying you a car.
Come on, Butter. Okay.
And it's like, well, but now I'm just really regular Tracy. But back in the day, you used to call me Butter. But anyways, I want to say that I understand that this consumer mindset is crazy, because it does put us, I don't know if it's as bad as capitalism, but it definitely puts us in the place where we have this relationship with our own greatness that doesn't, like, we want to see things. It's like, okay, like you go here, you get that, and then it makes all sense. But that giving birth to the unmanifested, we become afraid of, but it's something that we do all the time if we allow it.
Absolutely. So you guys, listen, it's 3:00. I promise you your time back, because we're going to do this again at 6. I want to know what challenges you're facing. What are we doing in our business? What are we working on? Where the money reside? Like we are going to press. Listen, entrepreneurship is a revolutionary act. You are taking something from the unseen, something that they cannot control. And you're saying, I'm going to bring it forth and I'm going to make money off of your system. I'm doing it on my terms. I don't have to do it like you. I don't have to clock in with you. I ain't got to check with you. I'm making money. I'm good. I can purchase. I can move, goods and services, people, humans. I got land. I got resources. We are self-sufficient. They don't like that. Entrepreneurship is a revolutionary act. So if you're ready to make this shift, that's why I'm here in the dollhouse every day at 2:00, Thursdays at 6:00. So anybody else got any questions before we do the benediction? I love it here. I'm so excited that this thing that we still are defining what this is, but we're doing it together. And I'm just honored and grateful that you guys are all here. Shout out to y'all. Okay, wait. Alfreda, Asia, Clara, Desta, Latanja, Tracy, and some people on the stream. Now I don't know who y'all are, but I see you. I'm shouting you out. Thank y'all for being here. Thank you for being a part of this. This is the revolution. It will not be televised because it's on the inside of you. You know what I'm saying? You are enough because you are everything. So drink your water, mind your tea and grits, and build your business. Until 6 o'clock. I gotta go. We out. Pew.